Good morning. This is a little video, my feelings about safety caps X2 and Y2. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't see the damn difference, to be perfectly blunt about it. Because in effect, they are both across the line. Your Y2 is supposedly from the hot side to the chassis. Your X2 is across the line. But in effect, in my opinion, and opinions are like bungholes, everyone's got one, I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference because you're still across the line, one way or another. Okay? I've got capacitors here. These are from Sal's, and of course I don't have any 047 safety caps. And my feeling is, as I said before, if you use a modern 630 volt cap, like the yellow ones, or even the other type, I guess they're Mylar or whatever, the little flat jobs, radial lead type, you shouldn't have any problem. Okay, so with that in mind, I'll go over to a couple of schematics here, and I'll try to get my point across, although I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you that are going to disagree and you'll give me links to this and that. I've read on this stuff. I've looked it up. Nothing recent, but I have looked it up. And to tell you the honest truth, they're in effect across the line, one way or another. Either directly or indirectly, they are across the line. So if you use an X2 for all applications, you should be okay. I have interchanged them when I didn't have a value in these containers here. And I had it in the other one. I needed the next two, and I only had the value in a Y2. I have used them. To me, it does not matter. Except your Y2s are a different type of cap, a disc type. They're all rated at 275 volts anyways. So let's go on to the schematic here. This happens to be the schematic of my Accurate Model 153 signal generator that I got at the ham auction last year, that I restored. Looking here, here's your input, line input. And look, over here you have two 047s, one on each side of the line, and the center of the two capacitors where they join together go to either chassis ground or common negative. I'll take it as chassis ground. So your switch is broken here, okay? But when it's closed, those caps are across the line. However, they're going from whether it be neutral or hot, whichever way the plug is in, because these were not polarized plugs. However, regardless, you've got line voltage from here to here, and from here to here, and across both of them. So common sense would say the best way to do this would be to have across the line caps, or X2. Now they make caps that are X2 and Y2 in one. I don't have any of those because I always got my caps from Sal's, and I haven't ordered anything from Sal's in months. So what I've got and what I showed you is all I have. I have a lot of low value ones, but the 047 seem to be a very common safety cap, line cap. These weren't called safety caps back then. They weren't even invented. And all these years, these things have held up. Yes, when they're bumblebees, they're not good. But replacing them with a 630 volt modern cap, would it be the yellow ones or would it be the so-called orange drop looking types of caps? To me, it doesn't matter. However, I'm making this video just to bring a point out that in my opinion, and again I tell you, opinions are like bungholes, everyone's got one. It does not matter. You're better off, in my opinion, to use an X2 cap. In other words, a cross-the-line cap for all applications. All right? Now, there's going to be people that are going to differ with me. I'm not making this video to say that I'm right. I'm probably not right, but this is what I believe in, okay? Like I say, I've read a lot on it. It gets quite confusing. There's a lot of different opinions on this. So, well, make your own judgment. Let's move on to another schematic here. You're familiar with this. This is the Motorola 5A7A. Here we got our 047 right here, or 05 in this case, that goes from the line. Now, whether, depending on which way the plug is put in, this could be hot to common negative. This could be neutral to common negative. The best way and the safest way, in my opinion, if you got safety caps, I think you just should stock up on X2 caps, unless you have another source where you can buy X2, Y2 all in one cap, and then you covered all bases. So again, it doesn't matter in my book. As long as you got a cap in there, that's a safety cap. It doesn't matter whether it's an X2 or Y2, and it doesn't matter what position you put them in, because in my opinion, they're the same, okay? I've heard, and remember I've read on this, that, yes, one of them, I don't remember which one, will blow open. Well, and I think the other one will short. That don't make any damn sense at all to have one that'll short. So, whichever one will blow open when it fails is the one you want to use here. Not one that will short. You're better off using a bumblebee if you're going to do that. All right, so this video is basically to discuss about X2 and Y2 safety caps. Now, as you saw, and I'll repeat again, I get my caps from Sal's. I don't like dealing with other places. I have bad luck with Mouser, with the shipping and the expensive and confusing websites and so forth like that. And I haven't bought anything in quite a long time. So I'm working with stuff that I have on hand. So that is it, and since we are on an electronic video, I will show you the epoxy job I did on the Motorola 5A7A cover. Hang on a minute. All right, this is where I used the Duco cement on this side. You can just barely notice it. These hinges are in surprisingly good shape. I put an ohmmeter on them and I got pretty good continuity, so I don't need any braid. So let me turn it around on the back side where the epoxy is. It doesn't look very pretty, but that's where the JB weld. I done last night, and I put it on at 5 o'clock last night. Okay, it's set up pretty good. I unsoldered the antenna wire off of the terminal right here I'm pointing to, right there. Okay, and it was very hard for me to see to get that in there. See these holes right here? I had to make sure that they didn't get blocked up, and also to make sure that they were clear around the hole a little bit. Same here on this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I put this on at 5 o'clock last night. It says you should wait 24 hours. It's setting up pretty good, but I'm not going to do anything until after 5 p.m. It's only about 9:45 right now in the morning. So I won't do anything on this until that time, and then I'm going to solder this back on, and I'll put a little masking tape underneath this here and glue this down, because you want the wire to be like this here. See where I'm pointing to? That tape was there. Now, it's a little tricky getting that stuff to go in here, because you don't want it to build up too much. Let me show you the cover, the plastic cover that goes over this. All right. This has got to go on like this, okay? And on the bottom of this, you see these two holes? You may not be able to see them now at the angle I'm holding this, where I'm pointing to, right here. They have to match these little studs here. It was not easy working. I had my most powerful glasses, the 5X, and the magnifying glass, and an eye lope all at once. I wanted to make sure that when these studs come down on here, that it'll fit flush. And as far as I know, I think I might have it. Okay. So, as you're looking at the inside here, there's a screw here that goes in here. See what? It's very hard for me to point. Let me try to point with something. A microscopic Phillips screw goes here, here, and here, and all the way around, which you may not see because I can't move the camera and hold this lid and the pointer all the time. I'm not an octopus. So, the hinge is not binding, okay? However, it will not stay up. It flexes very easily, and the hinge is loose right here, okay? And that's the plastic or whatever you call that insulating right there where I'm pointing to on the inside. So I think that's going to be quite good, best I can do. And that's all. I wanted to show you that, and I wanted to make the video on the X and the Y type safety caps. So that's going to conclude the video. I'll get this up to you. So what I use on here is JB Weld. And on the front part of this that I showed you in the beginning, I used Duco cement, because you don't want to put this on the front. That would really look bad. So all your epoxy work should be done where it can't be seen. So I think this is going to work out quite well. There's no way I'm going to be able to make this this cover stay up like it originally was designed. It's not going to happen. So if you use the radio, they're going to have to prop it up somehow. That's it. That's it, folks. We'll get this video out to you so you have something to be bored with. Thanks for watching.